My name is Xavier Harlick. I'm an Afro-Indigenous. A little on my background. My dad is from Trinidad and my mother is part Mohawk, Mi'kmaq, and French. This makes me Afro-Indigenous. I'm sometimes outgoing, sometimes not. I love playing basketball and learning about my culture. Really interests me. I'm more in tune with my indigenous side rather than my Trini side because my father was never really in my life. I would also say I'm more in tune with my indigenous side because I've been around it more from going to my first indigenous camp when I was 7 to going to a powwow for the first time. I felt very welcome to that side. To this day, I smudge almost every day to cleanse. I find it very sad that mostly the history of my culture because both sides aren't really known for the good parts of history. Additionally to that, I'd like to inform people that you may think the oppression has stopped, but in truth it hasn't. In the last 40 years, the thing that resonated with me the most would be the Oka crisis. The Oka crisis was a land dispute that occurred in 1990 in Quebec, Canada. The conflict happened when the town of Oka wanted to expand a golf course onto land that was sacred to the Mohawk people and a burial ground. The Mohawk people set up a blockade to protest the expansion. The situation escalated into a 78 standoff between the Mohawk protesters and the police, and eventually the military. The crisis drew attention to indigenous land rights issues in Canada and led to some changes in how these issues were addressed by the government. That's just one of the events that have occurred in the last 40 years. Both sides of my people still face oppression to this day. I want to bring this to your attention because things like this are left out of our history books given in school. Do your due diligence. There's so much lost history.